Don't forget, wrestling fans, there's no time limit, no disqualification, and the winning team will be the first team to have all 3 members exit the cage with both feet hitting the arena floor. And Sika stepping inside the squared circle. The patriarch of this tag team, the veteran. The Sultan makes his way inside the confines of the steel cage, and finally, the 400-plus pound Matty Smalls, and they're getting it on right off the bat. The fists are flying. Action all over the ring. Head first into the steel cage goes the Sultan. Hammering away is Brian Knobs on Samoan Sika. Matty Smalls has taken the hard right hands from Don DiBiase, and now Brian Knobs, one half of the Nasty Boys. A headbutt from Don DiBiase, that's the wrong route to go against the Samoans. Face first into the steel mesh goes both Matty Smalls and the Sultan. The Sultan once again into the steel. And right off the bat, it's the fan favorites ruling the squared circle. Adams now hammering away fist and fire on Matty Smalls. Hard right hand to the top of the head, and it looks like the Sultan has a laceration. He's wearing the crimson mask already. These kinds of matches, I gotta tell you, they shorten careers. A gut shot by Sika and a forearm to the back on Don DiBiase. Matty Smalls taking over on Brian Knobs. Looks like Chris Adams with a sleeper hold applied on the Sultan. Matty Smalls went to put Knobs face first into the mesh once again, but receives it himself. Hard right hands from Brian Knobs, former WCW and WWF World Tag Team Champion. A knee drop there, nicely executed by Chris Adams on the Sultan. Don DiBiase delivering the boots there. Sika getting involved. This is getting hard to call, fans. Once again to the steel, the Sultan, who is bleeding profusely. And Don DiBiase with the fist tanked is not helping matters any. Hard right hands right to the forehead. An elbow drop on Samoan gangsta Matty Smalls by Brian Knobs. Smalls also bleeding profusely from the forehead. This is a brutal, brutal six-man contest. No scientific catch-can wrestling holds here, fans. This one isn't for the weak at heart. God, look at the head of the Sultan. There's the super kick from Chris Adams. Laid out the Sultan. One to the chin of Samoan Sika. And it looks like they're setting up the Samoan gangsta Matty Smalls. Right to the chin. The innovator of the super kick, gentleman Chris Adams, lays out all three members of the rule-breaking team. DiBiase now mounting his man in the turnbuckle. Hard right hands right to the side of the head as the crowd counts along, solidly behind Don DiBiase and his tag team partners. The commish with a double axe handle smash, but a big headbutt. A little offense from Big Matty Smalls. He's a big man, you can't keep him down long. And now the team of Sika, the Sultan, and Matty Smalls have turned things around once again. Face first into the steel goes Brian Knobs. Don DiBiase gets taken out of his shoes. Total carnage inside the squared circle within the confines of this steel cage. Double nerve clasp applied on Chris Adams by Sika, the veteran. Don DiBiase's on Dream Street, taking a severe beating at the hands of the Sultan. Brian Knobbs has his chest raked, and now the face by the vicious Matty Smalls, the Samoan gangster. He has no mercy whatsoever. A full scoop and a slam. Look out, the Sultan setting his man up. Good grief, stuffed pile driver, compressing the vertebrae, just rattling the spine of Don DiBiase. Sika just digging his fingernails right into the facial features of gentleman Chris Adams. This has got to be one of the greatest main events I've ever encountered. UWF wrestling is hot. It's hotter than ever. Headbutt by Sika on Brian Knobbs of the Nasty Boys. So much action in this matchup. A throat shot by the Sultan, former World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion. A boot to the throat of gentleman Chris Adams. From Big Matty Smalls, the 400+ pound Samoan gangsta. Hard foot right to the chest from Sika, former World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, too many times to name. Good grief, what a stiff kick from Matty Smalls. And it looks like the Sultan is trying to ascend the ropes and get out of the cage. He's stopped short by Don DiBiase. What impact! All the way to the canvas goes the Sultan from that top rope. Brian Knobbs mounting a comeback once again on Wild Samoan Sika. I told you this one wasn't going to be pretty, wrestling fans. A laceration on the arm there, the tricep of Brian Knobbs. A career could be ended right here tonight. You never can tell with these cage matches. They're so deadly, so dangerous. Reverse neck breaker applied by the Sultan on Don DiBiase, who appears to be out like a light. Chris Adams still flat on his back. Nasty boy Brian Knobbs trying to shake off the cobwebs. Samoan Sika hammering away. Matty Smalls signaling that the end is near. The rule breakers just pummeling their opposition. And things do not look good right now. The situation doesn't bode well for the team of Don DiBiase, gentlemen Chris Adams and Brian Knobbs. Viciously choking his man in the corner. What a splash! 400+ pounds down across the sternum of Chris Adams, but Don DiBiase has things well in hand, so to speak. The Sultan there straddling that middle rope. That'll take its toll. Remember, no disqualification, no time limit. This match will not end until all three members of one team have made it to the arena floor. No pinfall, no submission, no surrender. Escape is the only way out. Hard to the mesh, that hard steel. Don DiBiase. A clubbing forearm by Matty Smalls on gentleman Chris Adams. Once again, Brian Knobs trying to mount a comeback. Hard elbow smash to the top of the cranium of Sika. Hard right hands for the Sultan. Brian Knobs has gotten a second win now. Look at Chris Adams firing back on the big man. Don DiBiase hammering away at the facial features of Sika. The fan favorites are back in this match. I haven't been this excited about a main event in a long time. Triple Irish whip like a train wreck in the center of the ring. Brian Knobs now with Matty Smalls puts him face first into the turnbuckle. Don DiBiase pairs off with the Sultan. Chris Adams hammering away on Wild Samoan Sika. Wait a second, there's Rod Price. What's he doing down here? He has no affiliation that I know of with any of these men. The steel chair introduced into the ring. The Sultan, you could call him the Sultan of Swing, as he takes out all three members of the opposition with that steel chair, that foreign object that was provided by Rod Price. Apparently Rod had a price. Sika with Don DiBiase there. Look out, a miscue. The Sultan lays out his tag team partner. Adams snatches the chair. Good grief. What a chair shot to the head of the Sultan. Take your medicine, Matty Smalls. But he doesn't go down. Boom, the double chair line, and that puts the big 400-pounder on the canvas. And now it's Brian Knobs dishing out the punishment with that steel chair, no disqualification. And this could be the opportunity for the team of Brian Knobs, Chris Adams, and Don DiBiase to get out. Rod Price was blocking the door, but Bishop Steele out to lend a hand. But it looks like the fan favorites are having trouble getting that door open. They may have to exit the cage by climbing over. That cage door would be the quickest exit if they could get it open. Brian Knobs apparently is telling his partners to go ahead and climb over. Look out, the door is open. Adams and DiBiase are out of here. But Brian Knobs is still over there trying to climb over the top. And now he's got three men to deal with. Remember, the match is not over until all three members of one team are on the floor. Brian Knobs making a break for the door. They've got his ankle. It's a tug of war here. Kicking away Knobs. He made it. He made it. The winners of the match are going to be Brian Knobs, Don DiBiase, and gentleman Chris Adams. Now punishing Rod Price for his interference. He's thrown into the cage. There's your winners, wrestling fans. I'm losing my voice. What action here in UWF Wrestling?